Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. One sign of a superior organism is adaptability. So you adapt. If you are unable to adapt to the new circumstances, then you obviously perish. So adaptability is one of the characteristics you need to have in order to survive on this planet, because the environment might change. In this case, we have the new environment created by the sanctions, not by the war, because the war would have been over there between two countries at the order of the third one. The problem is it's a little bit more complicated here, because those guys wanted those guys in a war, and it's a proxy war on the territory of Ukraine. Now, with all these sanctions and all this, so you don't do this, you can't do that, we're going to put a cap, it's a reshuffling of the world stage. And countries have to adapt. And Turkey is a survivor. Turkey is like not in a bad sense, okay? Don't get these ones. I like one of these two that I'm going to mention. It's like a rat and like a cockroach. These two are survivors. They will not die. You have an atomic bomb, you have whatever you have, a rat and a cockroach. If you're one of them, you will survive. So I like rats. I don't like cockroaches, but whatever. We're friends anyway, because we share the planet. So what's going on? Erdogan, that guy with a all right, so he is playing the Americans, playing the Russians, he's playing everybody, his mommy, his daddy, everyone, for his country and for his own self-interest. He's playing the Russians against the Americans, and they get grain, they get weapons, they get gas. Tell me, what didn't they get? A beating. That's what they didn't get. They don't allow Navy ships to go into the Black Sea. They're like the center of the universe. Erdogan, look at that. He's got weapons from the Russians, remember, S-400s, because Americans did not want to give them Patriot. Now they say we're going to get some more. Now the Americans, we're going to give you F-16s. Maybe we get F-35, maybe, like you give Greece, our friends, right? Then he said, well, NATO, you want NATO, Sweden, and whatever, Finland, you gotta go through us, give us. And they gave. They're still waiting. You're not done yet. No signature right here. That's Erdogan. Then grain. He got that deal with the Russians and Ukrainians in United Nations with the grain corridor. They go through their ports. They get money, a lot of money. Then they got gas. Putin said, yes, Erdogan, you're gonna be a gas hub for Europe and Asia. Yes, let's do it, Putin. Give me 5. Boom. Everywhere you look, Erdogan got more and gave less. In this case, see what the hell he's doing again. I mean, what else can he get? I mean, he's got everything and the moon. Now he wants the sun. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. Turkey is from today, November 8, 2022. Turkey starts partially paying for Russian gas in rubles. However they want it, they have it. And why you say, well, so what's the big deal, Emil? Well, I'll tell you what the big deal is. About a month ago, almost, maybe 3 weeks ago, the Turks and the Russians spoke and said, you know what, let's do all this gas and oil on partial rubles and whatever else with the banks. They said, yeah, okay. And then landed the Americans, and they said, no. Or I think they called the one or the two, or both. And they said to the Turks, hey, no, you can't have that. And then one or two Turkish banks said, well, we're not going to use rubles, change our mind and all that. We're back in business. What's changed? They need the Turks. The Americans need the Turks. The Russians need the Turks. The Turks don't need the Turks, but that's a different story. And the Greeks definitely don't need the Turks. The Greeks would, help them go. Turkey has begun to partially pay for Russian gas in rubles. Turkish Energy Minister Fatih Donmaez said on November 8, according to Reuters. The two countries agreed on this in September of this year, but then the Americans came and said, no, you can't have that. Remember the sanctions? And Erdogan says like, what? See, people want me. All right, it was FBI this time. The two countries agreed on this in September of this year. According to a Turkish official, the share of payments in local currency in energy trade with Russia will increase in the coming months. Yay! Who's losing? Americans, the dollar, the petrodollar. All right, so the Russian Federation is increasingly asking buyers of its oil and gas to pay in rubles to support the Russian currency, Reuters said. More of the international energy deals are done in US dollars or euros. No more. Remember when Putin said, you're going to pay in rubles, Europeans? We will never pay in rubles. It was Draghi, it was Macron, and Olaf. The three. Anyway, who's paying in rubles? I want to know. I think all three of them, aren't they? I don't know if France pays, because France doesn't really need much from them. They got atomic energy. So Turkey is also trying to boost trade by using the lira, which has suffered from the Turkish government's unorthodox monetary policy. What did you expect? That's Erdogan. He's an opportunistic. Turkey and the Russian Federation agreed on the start of ruble payments for the supply of natural gas in September this year. Turkish officials asked Russia to delay payments for gas until 2024, according to Bloomberg's report from October 3rd. This happened after Turkey's state-owned, that's the thing, energy importer Botas struck a deal with the Russian side that allows it to pay 25% of its obligations in rubles instead of dollars. Not good for the petrodollar. In this case is gas, but still would have been paid in euros or dollars. Earlier, Turkish president, the guy with the big balls, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, said that in November of this year, Turkey will complete the construction of a pipeline to connect the Black Sea gas system. Remember that guy, President 45? Yeah, he said that the Americans will ask him to stop winning for them. He's gonna win for Americans. Trump said, we're gonna win, I'm gonna win, we're gonna win everywhere. I think here we got a big competition for Trump, and this is Mr. Erdogan, because I don't see him. I don't know when he lost. The only thing that I can tell you, I don't remember if it was him who lost or the predecessor, was that Turkey was not accepted into the European Union, or not accepted, because they withdrew the application. Said, I think it was Erdogan who said, bye-bye. Because the Germans were being, I would say, unreasonable. They were, I think, holding Turkey to higher standards that now they try to hold Ukraine and that non-country called Moldova. Why do I say no country? Because that should be in Romania. Shouldn't be like it is anyway. But who am I to say? I just said it, so I don't care. Anyway, Erdogan, good job. See what's going to be the reaction of the Americans on this little payment here. Because little by little, these transactions that are not done in the dollar, US dollar, these guys are losing here. And more are doing that. The Indians are doing the same thing. China does the same thing. And those are not little economies, if you know what I mean. They are big economies. Second and a third, I think, the world economies or something. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Erdogan. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.